Hello, Lion fans. Welcome to today's game versus the Salette Lions versus the Monticello Sages. I am Michael McCall next to Dan Kraus. How are you doing today, Dan?
Oh, today's a great day. And Muffin, tonight we have a pretty good basketball game between the Salette Lions and the Sages. The Sages have a bit of a height advantage and probably a bit more experience. Although we do have a couple juniors on the court, it's going to be a tough game because the Sages are bringing a lot of experience back from last year. A lot of these guys had a lot of playing time, so it's going to be a good game tonight.
And the score will be 2-0 with Salette ball. Joseph Deratola bringing the ball up the court. Passes it to Derwin Wilson. Derwin to Josh. Josh back to Joseph Deratola. Deratola to Derwin. To Pete Schrader. Pete Schrader throws the ball to Derwin Wilson, but it slips out of his hands and will be Monticello's ball. Cressall bringing the ball up the court. Passes it to Edmondson. He passes it to Cressall, but it will slip out of Cressall's hands, and it will be Lions' ball.
And that's a good thing for the Lions. They really needed that break there. Now they can come down, tie the game up, and hopefully get back in this. If they can pull ahead with an early lead, that'd really help, especially going into the second quarter. If they're up by 10, that'd make a huge difference.
Joseph Deratola with the ball. Passes it to Darrow Wang. Peter Schroeder going in, passes it back to Derwin Wilson. Derwin Wilson throws it in to Darrow Wang, almost intercepted by Monticello. But there will be a foul on the play. The foul is on Mitzi, number 50. It will be Lions' ball.
The ref was talking to Coach Spazia over there. Apparently another ref is supposed to show up, but he might be a bit late to this one, so they'll have to go with one guy for now.
Josh McQuillan with the ball. Drives in. Pulls back out. Passes it to Joseph Deratola. To McQuillan. McQuillan drives in. Gives it to Omar. Omar with a fader. Misses. And is recovered by Monticello. Cressall bring the ball up. Passes it in. And that's an easy layup by Mitzi. Omar bringing the ball up. And it looks like there's a little miscommunication between Omar and Joseph Deratola, and the Lions will turn over the ball. Or I'm sorry, it will be tipped by Monticello, giving the possession to the Lions.
Yeah, Omar tried to rush that pass there. He threw it right off number 11. That's Cressall's hands. And it just goes straight out of bounds. He's got to be more careful with his passes. Look for the open guy and pump fake. Get him open. Commit the defense so you find a guy wide open for a shot.
Cressall passes it to Edmondson. That's Edmondson to Mitzi. Mitzi will go up for the layup, and he'll miss that. Recovered by Omar. Omar will pass it to Joseph Deratola. Joseph Deratola bringing the ball up the court. Joseph Deratola looking for an open man. Loses control of the ball, but recovers it. Passes it to Peter Schrader. Peter Schrader passes it, but is intercepted by Cressall. Cressall goes up for the layup, and he is fouled.
So the Lions down 6 here and almost 7. Muffin is not a very good start for the Lions. They really need to pick it up on defense right now. And their offense seems a bit stagnant too. They're just kind of, tossing the ball around. They're not looking to score at the moment.
Yes, and as you can see on the offense, the Lions aren't really cutting. They are just passing, and then they don't really go into the basket. They're just moving out into the outside to get the ball.
Yeah, they need a lot more basket cuts. Let's see what they can do in the 3:30 remaining here in the first quarter.
Josh McQuillan with the ball. He'll pass it to Joseph Deratola. Joseph Deratola to Pete Schrader. Pete Schrader to Josh McQuillan. Josh McQuillan driving in. He'll pass it out to Pete Schrader. To Daryl Wang. To Omar. And there's a foul on the play on Monticello. Looks like it will be a block foul. Josh McQuillan will be inbounding the ball. Josh McQuillan passes in to Pete Schrader. Pete Schrader passes it into the paint into Josh McQuillan. Josh McQuillan drives in, passes it to Deratola, but he travels.
So subbing into the game now for Monticello is number 12, Fox, and number 24, that'll be Ferran. Ferran will take it for the Monticello Sages, working against Josh McQuillan on defense. He's up top, kicks it around, number 12, Fox in the corner. And that's a loose ball picked up by Mitzi. There's Ginelec. Tries to throw it underneath, but it gets intercepted by Joseph Deratola. Now the Lions are coming down on offense. Deratola, Pete Schrader, up to Omar. Around to Josh McQuillan on the wing. He'll drive left, cutting in. The ball gets tipped away and stolen by Fox. And he tries to lead number 44, Randolph, with the assist. And that one goes straight out of bounds. It'll be Lions ball. Into the game now is Derwin Wilson. Omar will check out and hit the bench. Deratola taking the point. Working on his man. He drives. Moving right. Pulls back out. Over to Wang on the wing. Moving. Caught in the top of the key. Out to Schrader. Schrader drives right. Out to Deratola. Deratola working on his man. Goes around. Over to Schrader in the corner. Up top, McQuillan. McQuillan drives right. Pulls back out. Trying to get down there in the paint. Goes middle. Shoots from the free throw line, a floater, but he gets fouled first. And they'll call that one on the floor. So the Lions will set up in a box formation for this inbounds play. Deratola will take it. Out to McQuillan. In the corner looking for a pass. Over to Schrader up top on the key. McQuillan on the wing. And Muffin, the Lions have turned this possession into a really just long possession. They need to do something with the ball. They're taking too much time trying to, hope for a shot to open up. They need to cut a lot more, which they are starting to do right now. But, they need to get down in the paint.
Yes, and you can see it looks like they're a little afraid to drive in because because Monticello has tall people in the paint. But the Lions really need to just be aggressive, drive in, and take the foul so they're able to move to the free throw line.
Yeah, he needs to, or they need to go in and draw the foul. That would help a ton. Wang in the paint goes up, and he draws the foul. So he'll go to the line for 2. That foul's on number 44, Sprinkes.
And the Lions during this game, you can see them they pass the ball around the 3-point line, and they're not really driving in. As we said, they don't cut in, but we really need to see them drive in, pass the ball out, get men open, and we can see Monticello's defense is very good, but we really need to just move our men around and open the defense up for us.
Yeah, shorter shots or higher percentage shots, so they want to get as close to the basket as possible. So Wang makes his first shot. The second one follows. So the Lions now have 2 on the scoreboard, losing by 5 with 15 seconds left in the first. Here's Monticello over to Fox. Driving left, kicks it out to Fran. Fran working off the screen. Over to Swerts. Misses a 3, rebound. Wang, and that'll end the first quarter. So at the end of the one, the Lions are down 2-7. Monticello, Michael, have seemed to be pretty strong in this game, but the Lions made a sort of a comeback. They held the ball for a good period, and they didn't allow any more offensive scoring for the Sages. So it seems like they're getting better. What do you think they could do better to make the quarter more efficient than the first?
Well, I think the Lions, they really need to just be aggressive in this ball game. They're not really looking aggressive in this game. They're holding back up at the top. They really need to drive in, or they just need to get in and shoot. They're not really shooting right now also. They're just passing the ball off and giving it to a man hoping that they will shoot. I really think they need to just be aggressive both on offense and defense.
Yeah, you're right. They're definitely working too much around the arc on offense. They need to get inside, try to work it down in that post and see if they can draw some more fouls. Get the team in the bonus. That way they'll have more free throw opportunities. Coming out of that, the Lions will take the ball. McQuillan will pass it in. Here comes DeArtola for the Lions. Over to Wang. Inside, top of the key. McQuillan moving across. Gets trapped. The ball was poked loose by number 23, Ginelick. But it'll stay with the Lions. McQuillan will pass it in again. Over to DeArtola. Wang inside, tries to throw it in, gets rejected. He gets it back though. So he'll keep it. Working right. Out to DeArtola, loose ball, recovered by Ferran, throwing down court. And Monticello gets 2 more points after a Salette error.
And the Lions, they really need to work on not telegraphing their passes. They really need to look at the player. They need to pump fake and pass. Fake a pass and then pass the ball. You don't really see that in this game right now. The Lions are just passing the ball right into the defenders' hands, and the defenders are able to intercept that ball. And the Lions really need to work on this if they want to pull this game off.
Yeah, right now it's just a question of the basics. The Lions haven't been very solid with just catching and passing in general. Right now they're just lobbing the ball around. It's not very crisp, so anybody can intercept it at any time. There's another pass that gets popped out. McQuillan recovers, though. Omar gets it inside to Schrader. Schrader working on the baseline inside. Derwin. Wilson kicks it out. Josh McQuillan from the free throw line. No good. Rebound Josh McQuillan. And he's fouled on the way up. Fouls on number 23, Ginelick. So McQuillan will be shooting too, giving the Lions a chance to cut down this lead a little bit. Get back what they lost here in the second quarter. Those 2 points. The first shot is up and away. That one swishes right in there. And Monticello will send on about a whole new crew, 4 more guys from the bench. So they're well rested and ready to go. McQuillan. Second shot is good as well. So the Lions now down 4-9. Here come the Sages on offense. There's Mitz. Works it around Landreth. Pass tipped and stolen by Wilson. Schrader comes up with it. DeArtola over to Omar. DeArtola in trouble, gets it over. Omar on the top of the key, inside, high post. Down low in the corner, Schrader. Back up top. Derwin in the high post. Gets it over to Omar. Around to D'Artola, who gets called for the travel, tries to take a Euro step and hops after he picks up the ball.
And Monticello, throughout this first quarter and part of the second quarter, you can see their defense is very strong, and they're just double guarding our players and stopping them from getting to the basket, which the Lions really need to work on, opening holes for their other players to be able to drive in and score the basket.
Yeah, they need a lot more cutting on offense, a lot more motion. That's why they run the 5-out motion, is to get the defense moving and hopefully at some point to get a guy open. And they're just not making the movements, so they're not getting anybody open.
Yes, in the first few minutes of the second quarter, we can see the Lions' defense has really stepped up a bit. They've had a few stops. They've stopped Monticello from scoring. They've also had a few steals, which is very good. But they really need to improve on their offense if they want to pull away this game.
And there's a steal for Kressel. And he puts it in for 2 on the other end for the Sages. Schrader in the high post. Back out to Omar. Around to Wilson. Back up top. D'Artola on the wing. Working on his man, Ferran. And his pass gets intercepted by Edmondson, who goes and lays it in on the other end, following the 2-pointer by Kressel. So with that, Monticello extends their lead by a little bit, putting this game a bit out of range for the Lions at 9 points. D'Artola inside to Wilson. Over to Omar. And there's a 2-pointer, Josh McQuillan. That's good. So the Lions now have 6. Ferran on the other end. Scores on the fast break. And Father Cheveria calls a timeout for the Lions. Michael, at the middle of the second quarter, it doesn't seem like the Lions want to play right now. They're not really doing anything that shows that they're giving every effort. How do you think they fix that?
Well, in this last play, right before this timeout called by the Lions, we saw Monticello. The Lions scored, and Monticello grabbed the ball, went right. They took the ball in, and they passed it right in. And the Lions did not hustle. They weren't down in the back end to play defense. Monticello had a really easy layup to just score. And I really think the Lions, as you said earlier, they don't really look like they want to play the game. They're looking a little sluggish and slow. I think they really need to just pick up the energy, and we really need to do something to get our motivation up.
That's definitely true. Let's see if the Lions can do something here with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. D'Artola moves in, takes a hop, and lays it up and in for the Lions. And there's some more energy that we saw there as the Lions come down quick on defense. Mitz throws it over, and it's saved. Here comes Kressel. Working, and he's trapped, gets it out to Fox. Fox throws it in. Over to Mitz, and he gets fouled on the shot by Daryl Wang. So he'll go to the line for 2. That's Mitz. The first shot is good. The second one from the stripe bounces around, but it goes in for Metz. And another 30-second timeout called. I believe that one is on the Lions. So, Michael, the Lions still are they're not giving enough effort right now. They're super sluggish. They're going really slow right now. They need to pick up the pace and start working, especially on offense. They've gotten a couple of buckets here, but they really haven't been putting in, too much on the offensive side. They only have 8 at the end of 2, or at the middle of 2, so.
Yes, and on offense for the Lions, we've seen them just pass the ball around, and I believe only 4 of our points have been by Josh McQuillan, and they've been jump shots. The other ones are free throws. I really think the Lions just need to be aggressive. They need to get their spirits or motivation high. We really need to just move into the basket and score and stop just sitting around by the three-point line and passing the ball around.
McQuillan will pass it in for the Lions after his tip by Monticello out of bounds. And to Schrader, gets tipped away, stolen by Mitz, stolen back by Wang. And yet again stolen by Kressel of Monticello, and Monticello puts in 2 more. Schrader in trouble, gets it over to McQuillan. Up to Wilson, to Wang, wide open. He'll take the layup and makes it. Lions still down by 9. Inside, and that is a travel called on Monticello. It'll be a Lions ball.
Yes, and here on defense and on offense, as we just saw on those possessions, the Lions, they were hustling a little bit more after they came out of that timeout. Maybe Father Cheveria said something to make them hustle more and be able to hustle down the court and be able to score, and also to hustle back and play defense.
And there's a tip back pass by Kressel. It goes out of bounds. Lions will keep it. And now that the Sages are bringing a press, Michael, it seems like the Lions are having a lot more trouble than they were, but it is a much quicker paced game now. McQuillan will take it up to Schrader. Back to McQuillan on the wing, up top to Artola. Lions working the ball around. He loses it, recovers, trapped now. In trouble. And that's 5 seconds. Just holding the ball, so that'll be another turnover by the Lions. Sages will take it. Here comes Kressel. And that's a foul by D'Artola, trying to reach in there. Fox will pass it in for the Sages. And Derwin Wilson reaches across the out-of-bounds line. Gets a warning. Sages get it in. Here's Kressel. Over to Landreth. Ginelick around to Fox. Inside. Randolph scores it. D'Artola with the ball, working on this press. Up to Wang, throws it. Wang comes down with it, working in the paint, pulls back out. Over to D'Artola, to Wilson. McQuillan driving left, kicks it out. Wilson up top to Schrader. To D'Artola. He'll drive left, gets caught up. Tries to throw it out to Wilson, and it goes straight out of bounds.
Yes, and on that possession, we saw that the Lions, they were also just passing the ball around, and they didn't really cut. They weren't cutting straight into the basket for themselves to be open. They were just really just sitting around on the three-point line, waiting for a pass or an open shot to take. Also, Monticello was double guarding them, then just jumping up on them, showing a lot of energy, which we really need to see from the Lions if we're going to be able to pull this off and win this game.
Yeah, they need to make smarter plays. After that last one, they just threw it away yet again. The Lions keep throwing it away, and they're not looking where they're passing. They need to start faking passes and making passes. Monticello will take it at about midcourt. Kressel gets the ball. He goes left. Down low, Landreth. Inside. And it's thrown away, tipped out of bounds by Wilson. So Monticello will take it. Here's Kressel again. 8 seconds left. Trying to get a shot off. Drives in, kicks it out. Monticello gets a shot off, no good. So at the end of 2, it's Monticello Sages 21, the Lions 10. So the Lions have done decently well so far, Michael. They really need to pick up the pace, though. for not playing with much energy, they've done well. So let's see if they can come back in the second half and do something good. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back with the second half in about 10 minutes.
Welcome back, Lions fans, and welcome to the second half of the Salette Lions versus the Monticello Sages. I'm Michael McCall with Dan Kraus. So, Dan, how do you think we're doing in this first half of the game?
Well, the first half was a bit rough. The Lions came out kind of slow. They really need to pick it up the second half if they want to even come back in this game. Down by 11, it's going to be pretty tough, but it's definitely doable. All they have to do is, figure out how to break the press, which was having them, they were a bit, they were having a bit of trouble with it down on our end. And then on offense, they just couldn't hit anybody with an open shot. So they need to look for those open shots, do a lot more cutting and a lot more pass faking.
Yes, in the second half, we'll start with Monticello's ball. And the Monticello will score. Mitzi with the ball. Joseph Geratola will be bringing the ball up the court. He'll pass it around to Daryl Wang. Daryl Wang looking for an open player. He'll pass it to Pete Schrader. Pete Schrader swings the ball, but is intercepted by number 32, Corner Lendith. It will be scored by Monticello. Number 32, Corner Lendith. Josh McQuillan passes the ball to Joseph Deratola. Bringing the ball up the court, swinging around to Josh McQuillan. Josh McQuillan drives in on the left, goes up for a layup. He'll miss that one. He'll throw the ball down the court, and that will be scored by number 21, John Edmondson. The ball will be passed in to Derwin Wilson. Josh McQuillan bringing the ball up. Drives the ball left, brings it back out. Intercepted again by Cresep. He'll pass it to number 42, Andrew Rudolph. And there will be 2 extra points for the Monticello Sages,
And Michael, it's really shown in the past couple of plays that the Lions don't want the ball. They keep passing it across midcourt where the defenders are just ball hawking all day. They're waiting for that pass. They know it's coming. That's what the Lions have been doing all night. So they're just taking the ball now without regard for any passes. They know it's going there, so they're just waiting for it.
Yes, and in this second half, the Lions, they didn't really come out with really a lot of energy. We really need to see energy from the Lions if they want to score. Also, as we can see again, the Monticello Sages, they have come out with energy, which we do not want to see. We want to see the Lions with the energy, being able to score the basket.
Yeah, right now they need to bring about a lot of good events to get a momentum shift, because if they don't get a momentum shift, they're going to go down by 30, maybe even 40. It's going to be a bad game if the Lions don't turn it around right here.
It'll be the Lions' ball. Joseph Deratola bringing the ball up the court. Swings it to Josh McQuillan. Josh McQuillan looking. Passes it to Darryl Wang. Derwin Wilson with the 3. He'll miss that. Number 21, Jake Endelson gets the rebound. And the ball is brought up by Monticello. However, there will be a travel, and it will be the Lions' ball. Joseph Deratola with the ball. Swings it to Daryl Wang. Joseph Deratola back to Wang. Looking for an open player. Is tipped. Monticello bringing the ball up. It'll be a 3, but he'll miss that. And there will be a foul on the court on number Cresep for Monticello. And it'll be the Lions' ball.
And Muffin, the Lions are way too stagnant up top here. All Monticello has to do is play their 3-2 zone, and the Lions can't get the ball anywhere down low. So they need to switch it up a little bit, get a lot of people running through the middle, maybe have a couple cuts on the wing, maybe a couple baseline cuts. They got to open up the floor and get the defense moving.
Yes, Josh McQuillan with 3, and that will be good.
And while that may not be the smartest shot, the Lions need anything they can get, so that's a good job by Josh to get that shot up.
Derwin Wilson with the steal. Pete Schrader swings it to Datard. Datard passes it to Josh McQuillan. Josh McQuillan will take the shot. However, he'll airball that one. Number 11, Crescent, shoots the ball. However, he'll miss that one.
That ball was tipped out of bounds by Joe D'Artola, so the Lions will take it. Sorry, Monticello will.
Monticello with the ball, passes into number 35, Swartz, and he'll score that basket. Joseph D'Artola dribbling the ball up the court. He'll swing it to Darrell Wang. Darrell Wang looking for an open man, passes to Joshua Quillen. Joshua Quillen will take the three, and that will be a second three of the night.
Well, if Josh keeps hitting threes like this, the Lions could come back into this game, but they can't rely on it. They need to find a way to get down in the post and work against Monticello. Draw fouls and find open short, maybe even not open, but less contested shots in the paint.
Yes, and there will be a loose ball on Monticello. However, Monticello will not recover it, and it will be the Lions' ball. Joshua Quillen with the ball. Inbounds it to Joseph D'Artola. Joseph D'Artola dribbling left. Passes it to Derwin Wilson. Derwin Wilson dribbling to the right. Passes it to Josh. Darrell Wang dribbling into the paint. Loses control of the ball. Recovered by Derwin Wilson. Derwin Wilson to Joseph D'Artola. Joseph D'Artola looking for an open man. Passes it to Pete Schrader. Pete Schrader dribbling up. Finds Joshua Quillen. Joshua Quillen looking for an open man. Dribbles it up to the open paint. Dribbles in. Loses control of the ball. Recovers it. Joshua Quillen passes it to Darrell Wang. Intercepted by Crescent. Crescent bringing the ball up. Going to the paint. He'll take the shot, and that is good for Monticello.
And Michael, you want to know why the Lions are losing this game? It's because they're not giving barely any effort. After that turnover by Wang, not only did he not catch the ball, but he just looked and shook his head. He didn't try to go back and, correct his mistake. So the Lions right now are just out there on the court. They're not working to win this game. They're just out there to do whatever they can.
There will be a turnover for the Lions. Joseph D'Artola. Monticello, number 12, Fox, will be inbounding the ball. Passes it into number 24, Foran. Dribbling the ball up the court. Passes it to number 23, Ginlick. He'll shoot the ball. However, is recovered by Omar. But Omar will dribble it out of bounds, giving the ball to Monticello. Monticello passes it in. He'll miss the shot. Gets his own rebound, and that will be good for Monticello. Omar passes it to Joshua Quillen. Joshua Quillen bringing the ball up the court. Passes it to Omar. Omar looking for an open man. Dribbles it left. Pulls back. Finds Derwin Wilson. Derwin Wilson with the ball. Dribbles in and dribbles back out. Passes it to Omar. Omar dribbling in towards the paint. Picks up his dribble. Passes it to Joshua Quillen. Joshua Quillen with the three. He'll miss that one. And it's a rebound by Edmondson. Monticello will bring the ball back up the court and they'll score. Number 24, Foran. Omar bringing the ball up the court.
And Michael, right now it seems like Josh McQuillan and Omar are the only two people really making an effort to get stuff to happen. McQuillan has been shooting threes. He's made 2 out of 3, which is pretty good so far, but he can't keep that up for the rest of the game. And Omar has been dribbling and trying to create open passes, but nobody is moving, and there's no open guys to throw to because they're not moving. So the Lions are in trouble right now unless they start getting their motion offense to work.
Josh McQuillan with the ball. Trimming it left. Runs into Mitz. And it will be out of bounds on the Lions. Monticello inbounding the ball. It's passed into Foran. Foran dribbling up the court. And there will be a moving screen on Monticello, number 44, Sprinks. It'll be Lions ball. Joshua Quillen inbounding the ball. And it does look like there's a little confusion by the coach and ref. However, the game will continue. The ball is passed into Pete Schrader. And Pete Schrader will take the shot. However, he'll miss that one. The third quarter score will be 33-16 Monticello up. How do you think we're doing during this game, Dan?
Well, it is 39-16, a bit of a correction, but the Lions they don't want it right now. They're not playing. Right now they're just shuffling their feet, kind of waltzing down not really even waltzing. They're just kind of like shuffling their feet down the court. They're not going after loose balls. They're not trying to get the steal. They're not trying to even get open for passes. They're not playing strong basketball anywhere on the court. So it's no wonder that they're losing by about 20. So Lions will get that one after the timeout. Sorry, Monticello will take that. McQuillan will pass it in. He gets it into Omar. Back to McQuillan. Lions on offense here. Working left. Omar on the top. Over to Schrader on the opposite wing. Background, George Mackin in the game now, and Matthew Romero for the Lions. Romero gets it to Omar down on the baseline, and he steps out of bounds with his foot, so that'll be a turnover, Monticello ball. Here comes Ferran. Gets it over to Swartz. Inside to Fox, easy layup, wide open in the paint. And Monticello tacks on 2 more to their score.
The Lions really need to be able to pay attention where they are and what's going on the court. In that last possession, Monticello was able to get an easy back cut, and there were no defenders in the paint to contest the shot, and it was an easy shot for Monticello. And I really think the Lions really need to step up their game and be able to be aware of where they are in this game.
Yeah, awareness is a big problem right now. They're not looking for, how to help out their teammate. Right now they're just focused on themselves, and they're not playing as a team. They're playing as 5 individuals on the court. So Ferran has it now. Gives it over to Swartz. Out to Fox. Fox driving left, kicks it in. Inside, and there's a 2-pointer from Sprinkle. Here comes Ortiz. Working right, back left on Fox, outside, Romero. Here's Mackin. McQuillan. Over to Schrader. Schrader working off that screen over to Omar. And Omar getting double teamed there. They get it out of trouble. Romero in the corner, up top. Ortiz. It's the ball poked loose, recovers it. And that's a foul on number 35, Swartz, as he dives into Omar's legs. Lions will take it from there. McQuillan will pass it in. And he throws it at Pete Schrader's feet, and it bounces off straight out of bounds. It'll be Sage's ball. Here comes Ferran again for the Sages. Over to Swartz. In the corner. Ganelik back up to Ferran. Ganelik on the wing. Inside to Fox. And the pass is taken out of bounds, carried out of bounds by number 35, Thomas Swartz. So that'll be a turnover and the Lions ball. 4:45 here to go in the fourth. Lions have it. Here's McQuillan driving left in the paint. Gets blocked. Recovers it. And he gets called for the travel. Falling over as he catches his rebound. The block coming from Joey Sprinkle, number 44. Into the game now for the Lions is Blaze Laronia, number 5. And
the Lions, when they are on offense, when they are on defense, you don't really see them like moving into the paint. You don't really see them contesting shots. You really just see them opening up a hole for the Monticello Sages to just be able to get in and score. And I think that's where a lot of Monticello's points have been. They haven't really been far out jump shots. They've really mostly been moving in, having open holes, and scoring them as an easy layup.
Yeah, the Lions need to, they need to be more aware of their surroundings. Guys keep cutting right behind them and they don't even notice. They need to pick up their awareness and start playing basketball. And there's yet another steal for Monticello. Fox takes it down, gets it to Ferran. He takes a two-pointer, no good. Rebound, and there's a missed two-pointer by Sprinkle. He'll go to the line after he gets fouled. Fouls on number 3. Josh McQuillan. So Sprinkle with 2 attempts here at the stripe. Shot number 1 away. That's good. And this next shot is no good. Miss off the back. And there is a foul called on number 44. That's Sprinkle. And the Lions will take it the other direction. Here comes McQuillan taking the point. Across to Mackin going baseline. And he gets called for the charge as he lowers his shoulder and drives into Fox. So the Lions turn it over there. Here comes Ferran for the Sages.
And when the Salette Lions, when they're on offense, you don't really see, as you said earlier, they're playing as 5 players, not as a team. You can really see that. They're not really helping their teammates out. They're not really coming to help them. You haven't seen any double teaming in this game. They're just one-man game right now. And especially on offense, you don't see people coming in. When they cut, you don't see them helping to move around and be able to find an open player. They're just leaving their man to be able to be alone in the paint to try to score.
Yeah, and there's a foul on Sprinkle. That's Josh McQuillan yet again. So Sprinkle will have a chance for 1 here after he made that shot. And he misses. McQuillan with the rebound. McQuillan moving left, loses his dribble, picks it back up inside. Throws it too quickly and too far in front of Laronia. It goes straight out of bounds. Sage's ball. Ferran with 2 minutes left here in the 4th. Running the Sages offense. Gets it over to Fox. Inside, and that's a blocking foul on George Mackin. Ferran taking the trip there. And Monticello gets it in. Here comes Fox down the middle, kicks it back out. Schwartz gets swatted by McQuillan on the fast break. He'll pull back out. Up to Romero. Around to Mackin. Romero driving right, kicks it out. Mackin takes it right, pulls back. McQuillan on the top of the key. He'll take his man left. And that's a blocking foul on number 12, Fox. And we'll have a running clock now as the Lions are down by quite a bit. 32. McQuillan gets it into, or tries to get it into Mackin. It goes straight back out. So Monticello will take it out of the baseline. 35 seconds left. Here comes Ferran. Gets it to Fox. Ganalik to Schwartz. Left-hand layup is good. Here comes McQuillan for the Lions. Drives down, moving left, kicks it out. Schrader for 3. No good. Rebound, Ferran. And the Sages will just let the clock wind down. So at the end of this one, the Sages will take it 50, Lions 16. And Michael, that was a really rough performance all the way around for the Lions. They didn't really want this game. They didn't come out to play. They kind of just, I don't know what they came out here to do, but it wasn't basketball. So let's see if the varsity can bring it in a little bit. It'll be about 8 to 10 minutes till that game. Please tune in and listen.